I am proud to say that I have failed with this game analysis. Let's get to it. So, the purpose of this project was to bring a short sci-fi story to life as a small prototype game. The short story, it is called Left Behind. It is about a guy named Joe who gets left behind on Earth, and everyone is leaving to a new planet because of alien bugs that are basically eating everyone. So with some input from the author, he wanted something on the side of the Resident Evil franchise. So the mechanics that I used for this prototype was more or less similar to Resident Evil 4. Resident Evil 4 was praised for being a different gameplay mechanic from the previous Resident Evil games. On Resident Evil 4, the camera is placed behind the main character, giving a third-person over-the-shoulder perspective on both normal movement and when aiming a weapon. Normally, a third-person mechanic would allow you to control the player using a left joystick from the gamepad and control the camera with the right joystick. On Resident Evil 4, you control both the camera and the player with the left joystick and only controls the camera freely when you use a weapon. Now, using Cinemachine and playing around with the package Zing example, the mechanics of the over-the-shoulder perspective was the easiest to apply. There is a demo scenes with a similar aim mechanics. So for both my third person camera and the aim camera, I'm using a virtual camera, and with the help of a script, I'm jumping between priorities, and this allows me to change between the two different views with these. So depending on the selected camera behavior, if you are mobile, the UI changes so that players can have interactions to either move or shoot. For the shooting, I'm using a raycast, and depending on where the end and the raycast hit, I'm adding like a small spark effects to it, and if you have an enemy on sight, the aim UI will change to red. Now, the one that took me some time was to add some blink animation working, but with some proper adjustment, I was able to achieve a similar animation behavior as Resident Evil 4. So now, where exactly did I fail? As you can tell from the story, the settings of the environment is very chaotic and has the vibe of a suspense atmosphere. This is where I failed. Game design is not something that comes natural for me. It's one of my weakest skill set as a game developer. I rather code the mechanics of the game than to make the environment of the game. Trying to understand how these two aspects of the story fits in the world was really hard for me to apply, since color, structure, lightings are very important to bring this type of genre to life. Now, this is me without touching the other key component of the story, that are the monsters. When should I fight these creatures? When should I make the jump scare for the players? And trying to understand the why, when, and how of these type of scenarios allow me to identify that I might have to learn a lot about the science. Because of this, I noticed that I can do better with the mechanics of player. And it is true that for a prototype, you can break some rules and put some stuff and call it a day, but I felt that I did not do justice for the story. That being said, I will share what I have of the so-called prototype. So without further ado, this is Left Behind. So once again, thank you for hearing me out. Until next one, have a lovely day.